Christian.
All right, thanks, Lynette. 6:46. This is your morning sprint. The stories you need to know to get you through your day. Donald Trump is our next president.
Hillary Clinton has called Trump to concede defeat. She will comment on the loss later this morning after not commenting last night. Here is a look at the numbers right now. According to ABC News, Donald Trump needed 270 electoral votes for the win, and he's got 278. Hillary Clinton has 218. Trump accepted the victory early this morning.
Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
President Obama called Donald Trump early this morning, telling the new president-elect that they will meet soon. Trump is now the oldest person to be elected president. He is 70. He'll take office as the 45th president on January 20th. We have 3 reporters working for you this morning covering reaction to Trump's win and also problems at the polls around the area. We start with Brendan McNamara, who is live in Fells Point. Brendan, what are people saying about the results this morning?
Well, as you guys know, Maryland is a very blue state, so it's not surprising that a lot of people here are disappointed this morning. Hillary Clinton got over 60% of the vote, so most of the people here were looking for her to win last night. It sounds like a lot of people just assumed that she was going to win last night as well. There were people out here we've heard watching at bars and restaurants and things like that. Some were shedding tears, we heard, when Donald Trump started winning a lot of the swing states last night, and it kind of became clear what was going to happen. People said they were shocked, stunned. One man told us that this was all messed up, and that's how people we've talked to have been reacting to this just this morning. One woman we did talk to was a little more optimistic. She said she actually she didn't say if she was a Trump supporter or not, but she hoped that people would come together and give him a chance since he did get the most votes last night, and that's how we're going to have to move forward with him as the president, even if you support him or not.
I do feel that a lot of people want change, but the mode of change is what seems to be the big issue, because nobody can agree on which issues to change or how to change them. But as long as we can remember the fact that we all want change, perhaps one day in the future we can find a middle ground and find a way to cause change.
So we're here outside Jimmy's right now, restaurant in Fells Point, and here a little bit later this morning we're going to hear from 2 of our Maryland senators, both of them, Mikulski and Cardin, as well as the man who is going to replace Senator Barbara Mikulski, Chris Van Hollen. He is one Democrat who did have a big night last night, so it will be interesting to hear what he has to say and what his take on all of this as well. But now we're going to go to Cassie Carlisle. She is live in Dundalk this morning at the Boulevard Diner. Cassie.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here at the Boulevard Diner in Dundalk, and I'm here with Janet, who was serving Donald Trump when he sat right here back in September. When he was here at the diner, he talked about how he was going to bring jobs back to the industrial industry that lost so many jobs, and he also talked about he was interested in cutting fees and tolls here in Maryland. And when you met him, you had a decent impact.
Yes, I did.
And what do you think about him winning? He is now the president-elect. In January, he will be taking the stage and making that speech.
I do believe it's great, and I hope he does follow through with all that he said he's going to.
And I mean, you are one of the minority here in Maryland. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I just had a feeling that he would do what he said he would, and I hope he does. He's not a career politician, and we do need a change.
And I mean, there was just so much negativity surrounding this race. Do you think that that is going to change now that the election is over?
I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it brings the country together, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. And again, we are here at Boulevard Diner, where Trump was here, sitting in this exact spot back in September. And now he'll be taking the presidency in January. Christian Ashley.
Okay, ABC 2's Cassie Carlisle, thanks very much, reporting for us live from Dundalk this morning. Yeah, he made that visit back here in Maryland. He didn't win our state, but he's got a lot of support here still in that part of the area. Almost immediately after Donald Trump became president-elect, protesters sparked some demonstrations across the country. Take a look at downtown Oakland. About 100 people gathering, protesting the results as they came out very early this morning. They broke some windows, set cars on fire. A group of about 50 protesters met outside Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. That is where members of the Republican Party and GOP supporters had gathered to watch the returns. Police did have to be called to that building.
Yeah, you hope things calm down now that the news is out there and people have to, accept that he is now the president-elect.
That's what's coming.
Well, it wouldn't be an election day without a couple of bumps along the way.
Yeah, we've always had some issues. This time it was long lines at the ballot box. Many people want to go vote, only to be met with that line that in some cases went longer than an hour, 2 hours. ABC's Megan Knight is at a polling site in Baltimore County to explain why voters had to wait so long to cast those ballots. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Christian Ashley. Yeah, so here in Baltimore County, all but one of the 236 precincts had just one scanner in them. So you couple that with some technical issues, you're bound to get some delays, thus those long lines. And it really didn't seem to matter what time of day you went to certain precincts, you were going to have to wait in line to vote. We saw long lines in the middle of the day in places like here at Rogers Forge Elementary School, also over in Edgemere, and then those lines just got even longer as people began to get out of work and went to their precinct to vote. The director of the county's Board of Elections told us that they were having some problems throughout the day with scanners breaking and jamming and then just flat out rejecting ballots if those little bubbles weren't filled in properly. But despite the long hours, voters say they didn't want to leave until they cast their vote.
I waited because I want to put my vote in. I think this is a very important election. And right now, I'm going to go late to my job. But I feel like this is very important. It's only once every 4 years. It was worth it.
And judging by those long lines, a lot of people felt the same way that he did. Now, Maryland has used paper ballots in the past. Last year we had the touch screen. This year we went back to the paper ballots, but a slightly new form of them. So not surprising that we did have a couple of hiccups. And Christian Ashley, the Baltimore County director of the Board of Elections here, says that one suggestion they're going to be making to the State Board of Elections is have a couple more scanners at the precincts for next year's election.
All right, Megan Knight reporting live for us this morning. Well, the race for the next mayor of Baltimore ended in a landslide for Democrat Catherine Pugh.
She got